Right. Hello. Good morning. Good morning to all of my peeps, everybody in my group that watches me on YouTube. This is High Priestess Jamila. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this lunar eclipse. Spirit kind of motivated me to take a look at that. And yeah, I did throw my cards for guidance today, and I think it's going to be extremely useful. I think that this eclipse is going to be useful for us. I'm going to mute real quick and I'm going to wait to see who wants to come in here to hear this real quick. Give me a second. I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to play a couple of minutes of music. All right. I was making coffee, y'all. Okay. So I wanted to come and talk to you guys about the partial lunar eclipse that is coming up tomorrow. And we will be in that eclipsing energy until the 29th. Okay. So basically, this is where the earth is going to partially cover the moon. Like the moon is going to pass through an area of earth that is going to cause this eclipse. Okay, so basically what that means is the moon and the earth, pretty much. It's not going to have anything to do with the sun, which is interesting. Very interesting. The last eclipse that we had, the moon passed over the sun. This eclipse, the moon and the earth are going to kind of do a dance, is how I see it. Okay. So, and this can be for the group or those of you that have not entered into my group. I notice, you know what y'all do? Why do y'all always get in my Sabbaths at the last minute? That is so weird. Y'all be like, it be like the last day. Is it too late? Is, and it's nothing wrong with that. Like honestly, it isn't. It's nothing wrong with that because you'll still get the energy. You'll still benefit from the aspects that we've had, but it's just that a lot of the times, if you're not in it, like that, like when I'm as I'm doing the aspects for the Sabbats, because I do aspects, which means that there's certain workings that I do the whole time. Like there's things that I do prior to that particular Sabbath day. And so when you join at the last minute, you get the stuff. You don't really get it in real time. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it's good to do it ASAP. But a lot of y'all will come in at the last minute. Still, you'll come in at the last minute, and that's fine. I totally understand. So first of all, uh this what I can see is that it's a really good time to work on anger. It's a good time to work on your anger. I got 5 of cups. I threw the cards. 5 of cups, 3 of wands, both of them in the upright position, and then 2 of pentacles in the upright position is what I got as far as a readout for this lunar eclipse. 5 of cups, 3 of wands, 2 of pentacles. Pretty self-explanatory, in my opinion. Looking at that, very easy to read and interpret what spirit guides are saying. Growing from your anger, and then also transmutation, learning how to transmute your anger, right? Instead of taking it out on other people. Not saying that y'all in my group do that, but there are a lot of people that have a lot of anger that take it out on other people. They do, and it's stupid. It's stupid to take it out on other people when you're angry. To me, there's things that I get angry about. I don't take it out on anybody. Maybe it was being a mother made me learn to not do that, because I don't. And you know what? I never did that to my children as a mother. And I feel like a lot of you guys as mother did do that to you, because guess what card comes up next? The Empress inverted, 7 of cups inverted. Okay. So this is, I feel like spirit is saying that if you have any mommy issues, that this would be a good time to work through that. For me, working through things is spell work, healing work. Depending on what needs to be done to deal with that situation. Depends on how my spirit guides guide me on how to deal with it. But yeah, the Empress is in the inverted position. So that to me denotes people that have negative experiences with their mother, or even maybe even negative experiences as a mother, right? So for example, negative things are being done surrounding your children, right? Or it could be issues with the baby mama or the baby daddy, or just issues, right? Okay. Hey, 1EQ. Hello, sis. So this is how I see it. And then after the 7 of cups in the inverted position, the 2 of wands comes up in the upright position. I love the 2 of wands. I absolutely love the 2 of wands. I feel like it is where you are standing in your power. 2 of wands doesn't necessarily have to mean uh a relationship. Okay. I think it's a mistake when people like are codependent on relationships. And your Saturn return, a lot of these people, especially in their 20s, when that Saturn return happens, they're gonna be flipped upside down. I've already went through my Saturn return, and it was awful. And I wish that I would have had the guidance of a witch during that time, because basically it just equates with this. And I'm talking about a good witch. Because you know what, guys, you know, I think that being a good witch that is also coaching other witches, I feel that you have to be unbiased. You can't really necessarily help people by using your own life experiences. That doesn't, that to me, I feel like everybody has their own personal thing, and a lot of people like to take the negative emotions and what they learned and try to project that to other people. To me, no. No, that's not what we do. Like yeah, there are things that we can, that we've learned from our own experiences, but that doesn't mean that that's going to necessarily help somebody else. I mean, a spell is a spell. If a spell is needed or a ritual is needed or something is needed spiritually, like a spiritual item or a spiritual, but that's very different. Those are universal energies that you're working with. Those may be, that's different. Okay, it's different. It's not the same as, well, when I went through this, or when, and this is what helped me, but that may not necessarily help the next person. Okay, like, but I speak from things from, like I don't talk, I take action. I feel like talking is just talking. And some people do need to just hear somebody talk. Some people do, but sometimes there's other things that are needed. Okay, ask any witch, just talking. There's even some rituals that I do in silence. you know I may even write down my affirmations or write down my petition or my spell work, but I'll do the rest of the spell work in, I'll do it in silence. So talking don't necessarily, words, speaking, some things have to be unspoken. But anyway, I love the Two of Wands because it is a representation of self, where you are looking out at the fruits of your labor. You have succeeded in something. You have met a goal. That's what that Two of Wands for me represents, especially with this new deck that I got, which is the Ocean Wings Tarot, which is actually the classic Rider Waite deck. And I've been really connecting with this deck. Okay. So let's go all the way back to the Five of Cups. This is negative emotions. Five of Cups is when you regret something. And I hate it when people, I don't like that energy of regret, because that's not you accepting the journey, regret and anger, right? But there are some things, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, there are some situations, and even some people, where I will do spell work, and I am not joking with y'all, to where I'll make it like I never knew them. I'll make it like I never met them, or make it like I never knew them, or yeah. So, if I do regret anybody, if you come into my life and you make me regret on some things, not all things, because some things were meant to teach you something, but just because something was meant to teach you something doesn't necessarily mean that your life has to be upside down. Especially if you are above the age of 30. If you above the age of 35, you don't have time to be saying, "Oh, my life is upside down," because it's a part of the journey. Nobody should be coming at you. Nobody. That's where we're going to get on your mother. Once you have reached that age, and a lot of y'all are feeling that interference coming from your parents. Your parents should not be interfering in your life when you're above the age of 30, unless they want to supplement, unless they want to give you some money. They should not be chasing, questioning you, especially when they know that you got enough sense not to put yourself in danger. Like, if I knew that my 30 something year old child was in direct danger, which I don't believe I'm going to ever have to worry about that, because But I think that every mother, has that worry about her child, but your mother shouldn't be trying to control you and control every aspect of your life when above the age of 30. Like I could even see it in your 20s maybe, because when you and maybe not even then, it depends on the person and their individual level of maturity. But a lot of y'all that dealt with parents that were trying to run your life at above the age of 30, they didn't do they didn't help you. They didn't help you unless you came to them and said, "Mom, I need your help." Otherwise, if they were trying to dictate, run your life, and let's face it, a lot of y'all had mothers that were trying to sabotage y'all. Okay. That was not what was supposed to be done. So I feel that this lunar eclipse is going to be about working out those issues. Okay, the working out those issues of that happening. And then three of wands is all about growth, because the problem was that that mother figure didn't want you to grow up, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand it. I think that that's why this empress card is in the inverted position. Because yeah, there, like I even say that I'm a mother of four. I even say that about my grown children. Those are going to always be my babies, and I'm going to be there for them. But can I sit up there and expect them to be a baby for the rest of their lives? No. I got to realize and accept that they're going to grow up. And a lot of parents don't. Right in that moment where they need to let their child spread their wings, they're clipping their wings. And when I speak of wings, I'm not talking about dying or death. I'm talking about they try to hold their child back, which to me is yeah, you're not trying to, you don't love this child. You want to harm them. A lot of people are walking around with that mother's womb and they're angry about it. Okay. If I knew that if I felt like my parent at my age, and I think I'm trying to think back when I was younger. Yeah, if I felt like my parent did not love me, I would move on from it and I would just grow from the experience. I wouldn't be angry about it. I wouldn't be sad about it, but that's just the way that I am. It could be because I'm a Cancer and I'm directly connected to the moon. I'm not sure, but that's how I would feel personally. I can't say how y'all would feel though. So that's why I have to be unbiased. It may be difficult. It may be more difficult, and you may need more healing energy with that. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Some people are not going to react the same way to that. Some people will get very, very depressed if they felt like, if they knew that their parent did not love them, or if they thought that their parent did not love them, they would get very depressed, maybe possibly even suicidal. Okay, so I feel like Five of Cups, Three of Wands, this is where I feel like directly, this is where you can grow from that experience, and so that it'll make you stronger, because of course you're experiencing that for a reason. You do know that your parent, your mother, is a person separate from you, outside of you. They're they don't necessarily have to be, well, they're not the same person. That is a separate entity altogether. Your mother is not necessarily connected to you, and maybe they don't even want to be connected to you for whatever reason, or you don't want to be connected with them. So you have to stand up on your own and say, you know what? It just is what it is. And the world will sort of treat you, if the world feels like your mother doesn't love you, or if your mother doesn't approve of you, they will try to take advantage of you. So this is all a part of that. This Seven of Cups in the inverted position is a part of that. Your mother being in a position of power over you to say, well, I don't approve of my child doing that. So it's open season on my child. Now, to me, that's a horrible mother. To me, that's an awful mother. You're awful. You're an awful person if you do that to your child. Because, speaking from my personal experience as a mother, even if I didn't approve of my child, which I mean, some people just lack appreciation. You could have been the Menendez brothers, literally. You could have ended up, being awful, like you could have been a complete embarrassment to your mother. You could have been a complete embarrassment to the point where like you was out there doing things that were very unsavory. But I think that's all a part of that mommy issue, you know. So, again, if you're above the age of 30, your mama need to shut up and sit down somewhere. Somebody need to slap your mama. Okay. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Like, as a mom, you have a lot of power over your child's life. And for you to put them out there like that just because you don't agree is bullshit. So y'all already know how I am when it comes to mothers. I can be very disrespectful. So because I feel that like, first of all, what is this whole thing to where you're supposed to be a slave to your mother? Like, I've never heard of that. I've never and I don't know. I think that if you don't think that way or live that way, you are going to be a stronger person. You are going to be a stronger person if you don't live or think that way. But like some of this stuff, like I done seen mothers set their children up to be raped. I've seen mothers put their children out there. I've seen mothers set their kids up to be bullied. I've seen mothers steal from their children. I've seen them do all kinds of horrible things to their children, to their adult children. And the rest of society, the bums of society, will take advantage of you. I think that people that are sick in the head, they'll hold on to that and they'll say, "Oh, well, your mama said this and yeah, but you knew my mama was wrong. So what the fuck are you doing?" Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know I'm a witch. Okay, here comes the emotion. Like some of my anger is coming to the surface. Okay. Why would you feel that you can bully me because I'm a 30-something-year-old woman, and because my mama was mad at me? So you decided to bully me because of that? So you decided to? Oh, okay. So you need to grow up. So you need to grow up then. Okay. So we understand that anybody that decided to bully me and they used the problems with me and my mother as an excuse, that they still childish and need to grow up. Okay, can we all agree with that? All of the sensible, smart people out there. Okay, but yeah, so society will do that to you. So I feel like this solar eclipse, or I'm sorry, lunar eclipse, is going to be very powerful in you guys growing from that. Okay, including, the flying monkeys that your mama sent after you. Okay, which is totally ridiculous. Okay. A lot of y'all was birthed from your mother, but for some reason she treated you like a stepmother. Whatever reason it was, she was possessed. Oh, she joined a cult. It was still very irresponsible. It was still irresponsible. As a mother, I would never, even if my children made mistakes, I'm the mama. I would never let somebody turn me. I don't even want that as an excuse. There's no demon, there's no God, there's no spirit that could ever turn me against any of my children. And that's just the type of mother that I am. Even if they doing wrong, even if I feel like my children ain't living right, I still would never allow nothing or nobody to turn me against my child. And my children are great. Okay, they don't steal from me. They don't disrespect me. They're great kids. Love them. Will always love my children, and I would never be out there gossiping about my children, and talking crazy about them. That's just the way Jamila is. Okay, okay. You know, every mother ain't the same, and your mama wasn't the same. That's why you guys got mommy issues, because she was childish. She took out whatever anger she had on about your father on you. You know, and it's just, it sucks. Hello, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, the Merc crew. I think that's what they say. Hello. So anyway, let's get back to the discussion. Two of Pentacles is all about finding your balance or your footing. You know, negative emotions can get you to stumble and fumble. Okay, I apologize for that, y'all. I got a phone call. Speaking of children, that was one of my babies calling me. Okay, so the two of Pentacles comes up, and this is all about like maintaining that balance. And then also a lot of you guys that possibly need jobs. Feel like this moon is going to be, this eclipse, this partial eclipse is going to be really really good for getting jobs, some kind of prosperity. Now the Empress comes up in the inverted position, and I do feel that it does, because I just had a feeling. I knew I was going to see the Empress or either the moon. uh I knew I was going to see either the Empress or the moon, and it's in the inverted position. And so what I'm hearing is outdated old beliefs as far as with money. But then also I'm hearing that drama between females, female drama, especially the drama between you and your mother in particular, leading to um financial difficulty or either blocked finances. Okay, so that 7 of cups in the inverted position being next to the Empress inverted is very interesting that came up. This is exactly how these cards came up. And it is all about blocked finances. And now there's a Raina. She's not in here right now, but if she watches the playback, I'm pretty sure she'll watch the playback because she watches all of my playbacks. I want to say to her real quick, or about her, I'm kind of talking about her right now. If you in here, Raina, shout me out. But she was talking about her father and how her father's hating on her and her mother. So if your father was hating on you and your mother, more than likely you and your mother are having issues. More than likely, if your father was hating, yeah, yeah, yeah. It leads to nothing. It does. It leads to problems. Is basically what it does. It's almost like trying to create well, it's not almost like, it's basically a very unstable environment, and you can, I swear to God, you can. I would not sit up here and lie to y'all, and people do not like when I say this, and I don't care, because people that are tripping and they're emotional, they hate me. But I swear to God, I created even though, yeah, I've had financial difficulty. Yeah, of course. Yeah, look at uh, okay. Anyway, look at the bull crap that's going on. But I did create, and I will again. You can create that financial stability even if you came from an unstable home. Yes, you can. So and then the Empress, yeah, like the word creation, blocked creativity, creativity being blocked because of emotions that you need to heal from or either get rid of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why you can't really create what you want. You can't create the life that you want because, and I think it has something to do with the womb. So whether or not you're a male or a female, the Empress card is all about the womb, the sacral chakra. Okay. So my suggestion, and what I'm going to be doing for the Sam Hain group, but I'm going to be letting my group know, please pay attention to my community wall. I need to take, like that's why, oh God, there is only a few sacral chakra meditation frequencies that I would recommend to you guys at the same time during the lunar eclipse, and then I'll be doing candle work over here for the group, because what this says to me is problems and issues that align within the womb. The Empress card represents the planet Venus. Venus is extremely important for inspiration as far as like houses. Venus is like the ruler of your home besides the moon. Okay, Venus is what inspires home building. Okay, and planning as far as like with obtaining and maintaining your home, whether or not you're male or female. So, and that connection is with the sacral. It's a direct connection. That's the Empress is in the inverted position. So, and of course, that's connected to money. The Empress also represents life. Inverted, it represents death and destruction in the inverted position. Death and destruction coming from your mother. Now, this is also connected to a lot of y'all that a lot of y'all have came to me and felt like your mothers or your grandmothers was trying to kill you. It felt like you were dying inside. It felt like they didn't want you. Oh, and then some of y'all have had parents that have said, I should have aborted you. What? That's that's like the most ridiculous thing, because I'm willing to bet money. I will put my money on it that it was nothing but an emotional thing that was said that really, like it, I feel like a lot of y'all didn't do anything. It's just them taking their anger out on you. There's because I've experienced it. I've experienced being attacked and I didn't do anything to anybody. Like, why is everybody angry at me? Why is my mother angry at me? What the hell did I do? So everybody knows the story about my mother being angry about me relocating. She had no right to be angry about that at all. At all. She had no right whatsoever. And if you relocate and your mother tries to interfere with that, that is on her. Nobody in this society should be enabling that type of mental illness within your mother, because I wouldn't enable it. I'd be like, hey, listen, hey, lady, do you have a therapist or something? Are you okay? Because who does that? But there are some people in society that are actually low enough to take advantage of that. You heard me? There are people in this, and I swear to God, like I'm gonna be working on my own situation. In fact, I already know what I'm about to do. But I'm saying this to the people in my circle, and then also a lot of y'all are getting ready to get into the circle. And a lot of people are in denial about the issues with their mother. And honestly, I think specifically because the baby boomers didn't go through this with their mother. It's specifically the baby boomers versus their children, Generation X. I mean, there may have been a select few that went through that with their mother, but it's a epidemic. It's literally an epidemic of mothers competing with their daughters and people competing. First of all, competition, that's a man's game anyway. I'm not a man. That's why I don't compete with other women. It looks ridiculous when women do that. Like, God dang, can you relax? They're obviously competing, and it's so weird. Like, women have no power in competing with one another. Women are way too important because men and women are different. They have different things that they do. And when a woman is competing with another woman, she's distracted, totally out of her element, totally out of her element, out of her power. I'd rather see you out there pissing next to a tree. I'd rather see you go cop a squat next to a tree and take a pee. At least you be giving something back to the earth. You are not being a woman, in my opinion, when you are competing, like literally, obviously competing with another woman. That's ridiculous. Women will always cancel each other out when they do that. So especially when it's happening with your mother, Now, after that Seven of Cups, the last card, because I only drew one, two, three, four, five, six cards, is the Two of Wands. So this is you standing there and you're like, wait a minute. First of all, I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm my own individual person. I don't want nothing to do with this. This is stupid. And then also when you think about your parents, because the Three of Wands is you and your parents and whatever drama they got going on, and you don't have nothing to do with that. So I already know what I'm gonna do. I already know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna put all that energy somewhere else, because what do you have to do with the problems of your parents? I don't understand this. A lot of y'all out there that are single parents, whether or not you're a woman or a man, y'all can see the other person being an ineffective co-parenter because they are constantly trying to keep drama going, keep stuff going so that they can blame somebody for something. They're creating the drama so that and it's not doing nothing but destroying the children, and the children are hanging in the balance. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Parental alienation for no reason. Sometimes parental alienation is necessary if the parent is on drugs or drinking too much, or they don't have their mental illness in line. There are special situations, but you don't keep a child from a good parent. That's disgusting. And I've had that happen to me before. So, I can speak from personal experience on that. But anyway, it's some people are just not cut out to be parents. Nobody should be saying, oh, well, why'd you have a baby by that person? Oh, just because you had a baby by that person doesn't mean that you or the child has to suffer. See, that's another thing. So we're not just talking about, we're not just, guys, we're not just talking about your mama and your daddy. We're talking about your baby mama, your baby daddy. Okay, that's the term that they use. So we're gonna use that term. They didn't really do what was best for the kids. They did what was going to make them feel better emotionally, and that affected you because the whole world wanted to listen to them. The whole world wanted to go against you for that parent, which is stupid. Like, do you not see that? And then when you and then especially those of you that are up in that courtroom, and that's the saddest thing ever, when a complete stranger, a judge in a courtroom, has to determine and tell you and what to do with your child because the father or the mother was acting stupid, acting like a stupid child themselves. It's ridiculous. Two of Wands is where you want to be. I feel like this is a positive message on that, to look at it, be real about the situation, know what role you're playing in that situation, and fix it. What else can you do? But see, a lot of this stuff is coming from the subconscious, and you can't just say, oh, I'm going to do this different, because a lot of people that just say it without doing the work, without doing the shadow work, without doing the healing work, without doing the actual, I'm talking about spell binding work. You can't just say you're going to do it and it happens, because you end up in the same cycle over and over again. You end up in the same place because, and it's just not because that's the way that it is. It's because you really honestly didn't really do the work. You just said you were going to do it, but then by the next day you were doing the same thing, because you haven't mastered your subconscious. The subconscious is very powerful. The subconscious controls the behaviors, the actions, and the emotions that you are not in control of. So that's why we call it a negative subconscious blockage. So we got to work on the subconscious is what we got to work on, because that subconscious is the subconscious is where, like, for example, something triggers you and it makes you angry and you don't know how to handle it, and you just stay angry and you end up doing something to make things worse. There's some situations like motherhood and love and friendship where you're not supposed to do that. Really, I don't see it having any place in anywhere. But especially when it comes to your personal relationships with people, you're not supposed to go all off into a frenzy, into a tailspin, and make it worse. But that's what a lot of people do. How is this helping the situation? It's not helping the situation, it's making things worse. For example, if you felt angry or you felt anger at your parents for any reason, or you were frustrated with them about something, and you came to them and you expressed that anger, here's the test. I'm your mama and I brought you into this world and I take you out. What? Wait a minute. You just made it worse. What the or you say a Bible verse. Wait a minute. You're getting angry at me. Your children sometimes have the right to be angry at you. Maybe they just need to hear, "Hey, I love you. Let's talk." Get a totally different reaction. If you're, and that's how you do it. You don't go and say, well, honor your parents, or and your days will be long. Get up out of here with that, man. Listen, I'm so sick and tired of hearing these crazy people threaten murder to their children. You're basically threatening to kill your children just because they express their emotions towards you. And like, as a parent, I've had my kid do that before. Like, hey, mom, I'm, I'm gonna kill you. That's what, that's why I don't contend with most of society, because I don't. Most people are scared to be a real parent. Most of the negative emotions that your child is feeling came from you anyway. Why can't you take responsibility? When I had to deal with the anger of one of my children being upset because of events that her father did, because I decided to pack up and move, and she was angry and showed me that anger, that was on me. I had to deal with that because I'm the parent. That was on me. I did that. I created that anger within my child. I did that. The last thing I'm gonna say to her is, well, you gotta honor your parents, or your days will be, and your days ain't gonna be long. But y'all know I'm very anti-Bible. So, I am. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm very anti-Bible. So it's just who I am. And because it just doesn't make any sense in every situation. Do you have the right to just murder or take a hit out on your child just because you feel like maybe you do have a demonic, disrespectful kid that just don't appreciate you or respect you? Do you have the right to murder your child? No, not in a civilized society. So let's keep it real here. What are you wishing? And so I don't, yeah, y'all know I don't contend with that kind of ignorance. I don't. Nobody has the right to murder somebody just because they were respect yourself. Go somewhere and respect yourself. A lot of people expect and respect from other people, and they don't even have self-respect. So everybody else around them got to make up for the lack of respect for themselves. So I don't play those games. So anyway, y'all, let's talk about this. Okay. Good Lord. Let me bring it down a little bit because y'all know how I am when I get to preaching because I get sick of the ignorance, man. I really do. And a lot of y'all parents got y'all out here, y'all can't even breathe. Y'all chest is hurting. You feel all tight and stuff. And it's because they've never actually parented you. They've never been a parent to you. Let's keep it real. It was a lack of emotion. And then this Empress inverted and Seven of Cups inverted. That means that you never felt loved by your parent, or they gave you fake love, but then when it was time for them to really stick their neck out there for you and be there for you, they kind of abandoned you emotionally. So y'all carrying those scars because your mama is supposed to be there no matter what. I don't care what nobody says. At least that's the type of mother that I am. If everybody in this world is turning their back on my child, I'm gonna be the one person that's there for them. I don't care because that's my kid. I'm the one that brought that child into this world. So y'all, a lot of y'all didn't have parents like that. They turned their backs on you along with everybody else. They chose their friends over you. Oh, I want some friends. Oh, I feel like you messed up my life. Oh my God, I've been having to sit at home with you for years and I can't go out with my friends. So they abandoned you and was doing stupid stuff. So I couldn't imagine being that type of mother. I would never choose a friend or a man over my kids. Come on now. And it just it is what it is. My kids come first. They are a priority. And every parent should feel that way. And you know why I say that? I'm gonna tell you why I know that. Because I'm aware of everything. I'm aware of things that I wasn't aware of even 20 years ago, even 5 years ago. There is a such thing as witchery. People will throw things at your children. People will throw bad spirit at your children. So you don't go abandoning your child like that ever, especially when they need you the most. A lot of y'all are dealing with that. A lot of y'all still got wounds. You still got bad spirits on you and everything. Because at the time when your parents should have been shielding you, they weren't. They were too busy trying to be a part of a cult, a club, of religion. The knowledge got lost. So the Empress inverted also represents lack of knowledge. At a time when you needed your mother the most, when you needed her witchy side, when you needed her intuition to kick into play, when you needed her to throw some salt, when you needed her to give you a salt bath, when you needed her to blow some smoke over the top of your head, she was too busy trying to be a part of a club and be accepted. Because let's face it, organized religion is nothing but a club of people that are searching for acceptance, social acceptance. And that wasn't what was the best thing for you. It wasn't. Oh, I want to go over here and be a part of this club, and you messing that up for me. I'm sorry. A spirit, and in the meantime, it's a spirit on you. It's a spirit going inside of you, and she blind. Her third eye is blocked. She don't see nothing because some man told her that she shouldn't be paying attention to that, and so that's why them spirits have been eating at y'all for years. It used to be a time when mothers could see spirits coming for their kids, and they would block those spirits from harming their children. Those were spirits that were meant to break your child. They were meant to harm your child. But instead, oh, it's Sunday. I'm getting ready to go. And the, I can't. So excuse me for being sacrilegious here. Ain't no God gonna ever tell me, show your faith to me and murder your child. Deuces, not I would what? Like them weird stories in the Bible. And I had somebody, I'm sorry, y'all, I got to go through this because I get sick of I get sick of the craziness. Well, actually, in that story, what happened was that God did say that to him. God did say that to him. But then instead, he told him, no, go sacrifice the animal in replace of sacrificing your child. Really? Really? So I'm supposed to contend with a God that plays those kind of sick games with me? I don't do stuff. I don't, y'all, I can't with that, man. That's why I said, don't come over here saying that to me because I'm going to see the problem. But this is 80% of the 70 something percent of the world believes in that, believes in worshiping a God that plays those kind of sick games, whatever. Prove your faith. How about my faith is enough? Prove really? Like this is weird, bro. Like where am I? Where who are these people? So I'm hey, listen, I don't contend with that. And it's funny how this lunar eclipse is going to take place on a Saturn day, which we all know that Saturday is related to Saturn, and we all know that that's Lilith. We know that's Lilith. We know that that's Lucifer or Satan. So we're gonna get it popping. Y'all need to be freed from that. That's a stronghold. That's a very powerful. That's a crazy. Like, and then we wonder why, like the mass shooting happened. That mass shooter over there. It's the crazies. What? Oh, you sneezing, kitty? Okay, you okay now? So that right there, that right there, okay? Because historically, the witches, we would have secret meetings about the Bible. Did y'all read the ones that could read the Bible and interpret it? Back in the day when they first started pushing that religion on us, remember? I remember. I was alive during them times too. Did y'all read that passage in that Bible that said that these people are crazy? We listen. We would have to have secret meetings, and then sometimes in those secret meetings, it would be a traitor would go back and say they were over there discussing the Bible and saying that killing your kids was wrong. Oh my God, those are witches. So anybody that said that murdering your own family was wrong was accused of witchcraft, and you would be hung and burned and murdered. I can't with it. And so, these days things are different, even though there's some people that still are in that spirit, so it goes real deep. It goes real deep. Several generations of this, of women being forced to be kept quiet while this murderous spirit that gets a kick out of murder and mayhem and oh God, you know. So, this is what this particular SBIT is going to be about, which is supposed to be done in secret, but we going to discuss it publicly. Y'all already know my public opinion of it. Okay. Ooh, Lord. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Of course, we're gonna do ritual work during this eclipse, and we are going to literally, I will be live for a few hours, and we'll be, kind of tracking it, and sort of, communing with this particular eclipse. We are going to be in a waning moon during this time, because right now we're in full moon energy. Okay, we're in full moon energy at the moment. And as that eclipse passes through, uh so we'll see what it looks like, but we'll also have workings done, because a lot of the people, y'all be shocked and amazed that, like, a lot of my clients who do have that I have a lot of clients that, not every single client that I have has, like that evil, like, instead of your mother being a mother, she was almost like an evil stepmother. Instead of her, y'all don't really have that, but you have mothers that are weakened, they somehow got weakened, and so they really, that whole triple goddess aspect is missing. It's missing, and that is very important. So we're going to be doing some healing. So if you guys are not in our Sabbath, if you're not in the circle, you can go ahead and get in now. Okay. And we'll be making the preparations for that if you guys are not in my circle. And from what I can see, it is directly connected with your finances and your creativity. And so your finances are directly connected to your, you know your creative areas, those areas. So a lot of people, they'll say, well, I got a job, but then when you go to that job, you have problems on that job. And why are you having the problems on your job? It's because of the energy that you're carrying with you around the solar plexus. Around, a lot of you guys, is your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, your crown. It could not grow properly because it was damaged from the very beginning. So, we'll be working on that, and it'll be, since it is a group, it will be progress. A lot of you guys can only afford the circles, which is fine. I have something for everybody, because I had somebody, I mean, the step closer that you get, because some of y'all do have to take baby steps. Some of y'all can hit it hard. Y'all can do classes, y'all get, a lot of different workings, but some of y'all have to do the baby steps. And that's fine too. I got something for everybody. So the Sabbath is one of them. It's 111 is that price. And then y'all know that right after no, like on November the 1st, I will be releasing, uh I'll be opening up the circle for Yule, like literally in November. We're gonna have a countdown to Christmas or to Yule. Okay. So, hold on a second. So that's just what that is. Okay. And so you guys can get in the Sabbath. What I can see is that it's going to help you guys. Even if you're not in my circle, I feel like work needs to be done. Even if you have to do your defensive magic, of course, we always have to do defensive workings. We always have to do that. But I feel like somewhere in there, working on that will help to unblock your creativity, because a lot of you guys are blocked. when it comes to that. So, and then also heart chakra, the emotions. There's a lot of emotional blockages surrounding that mother wound, that missing mother, that, that missing love from your mother, because it wasn't always about, people show their love in different ways. But I think that actually saying to your child, I love you, is very important, and showing them that love. It doesn't cost anything to tell somebody, or to show love, and to show your real true love feelings for someone. And it got replaced with, especially during that single mother thing, which it had nothing to do with that. But your mama worked, and she felt like, oh well, I worked and I took care of you. Yeah, but it wasn't total care, because I don't know that you love me. Because you never said it, or you never showed it, or you showed contempt for me and hatred, which that was a mistake. And they can't just say, oh well, I do whatever I want to do. And then, especially when it comes to Black culture, Black people are really lost in the sauce with that. And that's the reason why Black people typically, not all of us, because they cherry pick still, our own people cherry pick, pretty much, what they do. There's this channel that I watch called The Enlightened Empath, or something like that. And other races, they feel free to come on here and discuss their narcissistic parents. But the moment a Black person does it, all of a sudden the mob is sent after you. All of a sudden you're a horrible person, you should be killed, you should have never existed, you're disgusting, I got to do everything in my power to shut you down and shut you up. And it's totally disgusting, and it speaks poorly on the Black community completely. Instead of people trying to facilitate healing for all, what they're doing is they're cherry picking, and they're saying, oh, let me demonize this one person. And that's exactly what's happened to a lot of y'all. It happened to me. It is what it is. I deal with it. I deal. I deal. And I deal very well. Okay. So this is gonna be good. And we got we got some cards that are in alignment. We got two twos here, and then we got a 5 and a 3, which equals 8. And then we got a 7 and a 2, that equals the number 9. So we got variations of that date. So this is going to be a very powerful date because it's synchronized. Okay, it's in sync. Okay. So yeah, I would highly encourage work to be done, especially if you're dealing with that, because and I'm gonna tell you something. Trying to become your toxic mother, that ain't it. That ain't it either. Nah. Uh-uh. Trying to become the toxic mother. Mm-mm. For supporting that is Mm-mm. Okay. Mm-mm. That ain't it either. That ain't it either. The universe and spirit is setting much higher standards than that. Okay. And so, as long as you are in alignment, because a lot of people are not in alignment. I'm, they'll be posting things, and, talking about your narcissistic mother as if she was right for what she did, but it's really, you're just an abusive person that needs to go and fix yourself. And I am a good judge of character, in spite of how people try to make it seem. And I know that there are a lot of you that are inherently good people, and you've been demonized. And that's unfair. That completely and totally, a lot of y'all mothers went out in this world and demonized you and isolated you, which is equivalent to them. I mean, we hear stories. There's been movies made about parents that have locked their children up in basements for 20, 30 years. It's still equivalent to it. If you have a parent that sends you out in this world with that kind of stigmatization on you, it's the same thing, especially if it's being done in social media. That's disgusting and horrible. Shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do your kids like that, man. Okay? Okay? You shouldn't do your children like that. Sorry. You don't get no excuse over here. I don't give you no credibility over here because I've talked to your children and I know their heart and they're good children. And you demonize them out of selfishness. You demonize them because you were an abusive parent. You demonize them because of your religion. That chaos and confusion. You demonize them because you wanted to cut them off, whatever reason that you had. You wanted to steal from them. You wanted to take from them, and you didn't want them children to have a chance. And you held grudges against them, which really makes no sense because especially if it's religious abuse, you can forgive everybody else except for your children, huh? What about forgiveness? Doesn't religion teach you forgiveness? Why you don't forgive your own child for whatever they did that could have been small or medium or whatever? No. So it's very weird, and you know um there's a safe place for y'all to be because the rest of society has lost their minds. They've lost it. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much. Ooh, Lord, I wasn't expecting to go. Ooh, this was unexpected, but it was nice though. Okay, so my suspicion is release because I've been holding my urine for about 10 minutes now. So we're gonna be doing releasing, and then also water working. So we're gonna work with water. We're gonna work with cups of water. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge some full moon water today. I got plenty of bottled water, but I'd rather get some I like using spring water. But I do have purified water which works just as good. But I like to get that little a couple of packs of that spring water and charge it. So I'm going to charge some water in the full moon. It'll be sitting outside tonight. I'll be charging some full moon water so that we can, do this ritual. And it'll be going on the 28th and the 29th. What I was thinking, the vision that came to me was floating candles. Yeah, floating candles. But I always like to have my standing up candles. So we'll have and so if you're in the group, you guys will be in that ritual. If you haven't gotten in my group, make sure that you do, and just make sure that you drink plenty of water on that day and get prepared to be peeing a lot or pooping a lot. You might pee or poop, you know who knows, because I feel like it's all about water. Five of Cups was the first card that I got. The Empress is definitely water. Even though it represents earth, it's still water. Seven of Cups, water. Okay, water, fire, earth. Okay, so we'll be working with water, fire, earth, which is stones, on that day. And then, of course, um, there's this one thing that I'm gonna do with my feathers and stuff, and I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that done tonight. or sometime during the day. So make sure if you're not in my circle that you get in my circle, because we're going to be doing healing work, unblocking work, and depending on how blocked you are. 9 times out of 10, if you're in my circle, you're only going to be partially blocked, or some people are totally blocked to the point where they just function. Those of you that come to me, you are not necessarily completely blocked because you had enough sense to come to me, or you had enough sense to work on yourself. A lot of people that are blocked by a lot of this stuff, I call them empty seaters. And I think that that's good? No, especially for a lot of you mediums and shamans, because that means that any old thing can operate through you. And you just be doing stuff that people just be looking like, and the gods be like, what in the what is that? And why is that? Why are they doing that? And where are they doing this at? I don't get it. Uh-huh. So okay guys, that's pretty much it. Have a good eclipse. I am working on preparations. Y'all know my layout that I had previously. I'm gonna be cleaning that up because a lot of the candles are done, and so this will get cleared away, and I'll be clearing the space for that. Yeah, we're gonna do fire, water, and earth, and air. Well, I mean, obviously all of the elements, so it'll be beautiful. You guys know that I absolutely love my water rituals. Okay. So anyway, I will be seeing y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Have a happy Friday. If you guys have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to schedule a private reading with me. Okay, because my readings are done in private. Okay. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.